Most Americans don't realize they're leaving a life-changing amount of money on the table. Money that could shape their children's future.
90% of working Americans are planning to claim their Social Security benefits before the age of 70. Now, I know some of y'all think, well, Anthony, why does this matter? Because claiming early is costing people a fortune.
But when you study the numbers, the truth is impossible to ignore. And still, even knowing this, most people choose the path that costs them the most.
That most people look at their Social Security check and think, oh man, this is my retirement money. I'm gonna claim it as soon as I can and call it a day. But respectfully saying this, y'all, that's the wrong philosophy. That is the wrong mindset to have. Honestly, that is broke thinking. That is average thinking. Social Security is a guaranteed income stream that you can leverage to build generational wealth. It's like a pension that you control. If you claim at 62 and live to 85, you're going to collect about $386,000 in total. But if you wait until 70 and live to 85, you're going to collect about $446,000 in total. That's a $60,000 difference. And here's what blew my mind when I was researching this. 70% of Americans know that. You know, we're going to get straight into it. Today, we're going to be talking about something that's costing 90% of Americans about $100,000 to about $185,000, roughly technically right around $182,000. Yes, you heard me right. $182,000 to about $185,000 because of a decision. And it's all because people are treating Social Security like it is a retirement check instead of what it really is. And to me, a Social Security is a part of the wealth building tool, the wealth building process. Listen, by the end of this video, I need you to stay tuned and keep it locked in, because you're going to know exactly how to maximize every single dollar the government owes you, that the government took from you, and they owe you back, right? How to protect your family's financial future, and how to turn your Social Security check into part of your wealth building process. It's not your retirement plan, but it's a part of the process. So here's what we're covering today. The mindset shift that we all need to make, the math that changes everything, and the exact moves you need to make based upon your situation, not theirs, but specifically, I would say yours, right? And I promise you it's going to be worth it. So just hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not a part of this YouTube community, and I promise you, you will thank me later. All right, so let's get into it. So here's what's happening. A brand new study just came out, and they surveyed about 1,500 working Americans. And you know what they found? Well, before I tell you what they found, we're going to link the study inside of the show notes so you can read it for yourself. Part of me going to back in school, as you can see, I have on my Regent University hoodie as I'm pursuing my doctorate. I want to make sure that I give you all the actual studies that I'm quoting, because that's just what thought leaders do. I don't want y'all thinking I'm just coming out of my head with this stuff. No, I want you to see it for yourself. This specific study found that 90% of working Americans are planning to claim their Social Security benefits before the age of 70. Now, I know some of y'all think, well, Anthony, why does this matter? Because claiming early is costing people a fortune. We're talking six figures that could go towards your family, go towards your kids, that can go towards your legacy, that can go towards your kids' inheritance. Because what does the Bible say? A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. What I'm noticing and what I found in the study is that most people look at their Social Security check and think, oh man, this is my retirement money. I'm going to claim it as soon as I can and call it a day. But respectfully saying this, y'all, that's the wrong philosophy. That is the wrong mindset to have. Honestly, that is broke thinking. That is average thinking. That's the mindset that's keeping people stuck in a financial trap that they're currently in. Here's how wealth builders think about it. Social Security is a guaranteed income stream that you can leverage to build generational wealth. It's like a pension that you control, okay? And the decision you make about when to claim it, that affects your monthly income, your spouse's future, if something happens to you, and your children's inheritance. Let me take you to the word real quick. Proverbs 13 says, a good person leaves an inheritance for the children's children. Children's children. That's not just about leaving money. It's about leaving a legacy. It's about making wise decisions today that impacts your family for generations, not just your children, but your children's children. I know somebody right now watching this. You're in your 50s and maybe you're in your 60s and you're thinking, Ayo, I need that money. Technically, I need that money right now. I cannot wait. And listen, especially with everything that's going on in the economy today, I get it. But what if I told you there's a strategy that could add $60,000, $100,000, and even $182,000 to your family's total wealth? Would you at least hear me out? Would you at least pause before you make this decision? Because that's what we're going to be doing today in today's episode. Now, let me tell you about someone in our community. She is 58 years old, drowning in debt, and she was convinced she needed to claim her Social Security at 62 years old. But she made a decision. She said, you know what? I'm going to get serious about this debt. I'm going to eliminate it. I'm going to pay it off. I'm going to give myself options. She took our escape plan that we will be releasing here soon, and she paid off $47,000 in debt in a matter of 4 years. And when she turned 62, she didn't need a Social Security check because she was debt-free. So she waited. She's 68 now, about to claim at 70, and she's going to get an extra $200,000 over her lifetime compared to if she would have claimed at 62. This is what I'm talking about. That's the wealth building mindset. So right now, what I want to do is I want you to drop in the comments. Are you thinking about Social Security as a retirement money? Some of us may be in our 20s and 30s and saying, Anthony, I'm not even thinking about Social Security. But I have a large audience that are in their 50s and 60s, and I want to know, are you thinking about pulling it out? Or are you thinking about it as a wealth building tool? Be honest, no judgment. Let me know where your head's at, because that's going to determine your family's financial future, family. Listen, before we get into the math, let me talk to you about something real quick that's going to make all of this possible for you. Here's the truth. If you want freedom, and I mean this, freedom to wait until 70 for Social Security, you need to be debt-free and you need to have a good credit score just so you can finance homes and things cheaper. That's where my friends at Kickoff come in. You see, Kickoff helps you build credit the faster, debt-free way with no credit checks, no hidden fees, and no interest. You can get started for as little as $1 for your first month today with the special link that will be inside of the show description. Here's what I love about Kickoff. They report to all 3 major credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Their users with credit scores under 600 grew an average of 84 points in just the first 6 to 12 months with on-time payments. Whether you need to build credit to refinance your debt so you can pay it off quicker, get better rates on your car insurance or home insurance or life insurance, or just improve your financial situation, Kickoff makes it 100% simple. All you got to do is go to anthonyoneal.com/kickoff, or the link is in the description, and use my code to get up to 80% off your first month. That's as low as $1 to start building the credit you need for wealth you want. All right, now let's get back into these numbers that are going to change your family's future. And how do I want to start this off? Okay, I got it. So let's break down your 3 options when it comes to Social Security. And I want you to really pay attention here, because this is where most people mess up at. This is where they make a lot of their mistakes. Option number 1, claim at age 62. This is the early claim. If you claim at 62, you're going to get about $1,400 a month. That's about $16,800 a year. Now, that might sound good to you right now, but hold on. Because claiming early comes with a 30% reduction in your benefits. And that reduction is locked in for the rest of your life. Option 2, you can claim at the age 67. This is your full retirement age. If you wait until 67, which is considered full retirement age, you get your full benefits. That's about $2,000 a month or $24,000 a year. That's a $7,200 more per year than claiming at 62 every single year. Now, option 3, claim at age 7. This is where I say we maximize our wealth building opportunities here. Now, if you wait until age 70, you get the maximum benefits. That's $2,480 a month, or roughly right around $29,800 a year. That's almost $13,000 more per year than claiming at the age of 62. Now, let me show you what this looks like over a lifetime. Let's say you're a woman, and 85% of my audience are women. So I want to talk to my ladies at this present time. And let's say you live to 85, which is about on average. I'm saying we're going to live to about 100. I'm going to go off of what the studies are showing the average age is. If you claim at 62 and live to 85, you're going to collect about $386,000 in total. But if you wait until 70 and live to 85, you're going to collect about $446,000 in total. Now, that's a $60,000 difference. $60,000. And some studies show that the difference can be as much as $182,000 depending on how long you live. And again, I believe all of us going to live to 100 plus. Now, think about what you could do with an extra $60,000 to $182,000 for your family. Think about that. As a matter of fact, if you're watching this on YouTube, put in the comments below, what could you do with the extra $60,000 to $182,000? I can tell you some things you could do right now. You could pay off your house. By that age, you should own more than $100,000. You could fund your grandchildren's education. You could build your legacy fund. You can give more generous to your church and to your community. You can leave a real inheritance. Listen, that's not retirement money. That's generational wealth. That is leaving an inheritance for your children's children. And here's what blew my mind when I was researching this. 70% of Americans know that waiting pays more. So they know if I just have patience, I can get more. But within this same study that I'm going to be linking inside of today's show notes, only 10% actually wait. Why? What's going on? Why are smart people making wrong choices? Let's talk about it. I really do want to talk about it. I want you to drop in the comments right now. What's your current credit score? No judgment. We're all on a journey here. Let me know where you're currently at. Like, where are you currently financially? And let me know, why do you think smart people are making wrong choices right now? I'm going to give you the 3 main reasons why I believe people claim Social Security early, why smart people are making wrong decisions, even when they know they shouldn't. And I want to walk through each one because you might see yourself in one of these. I'm going to walk through with grace and with understanding, so don't get upset with me, but I just want to be real. Reason number 1 is because the majority of us are living paycheck to paycheck. I call this debt stress. This is the big one. If you're drowning in debt, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you feel like you need that Social Security money the moment you can get it. I think it's with all of us. Like, if I can get access to my 401k with no penalties, I think a lot of us will pull from our future. And listen, in today's economy, I get it. When you're stressed about money, when you're worried about how you're going to pay your bills next month, waiting 8 more years for a bigger check completely sounds impossible. But here's the real talk. This is exactly why paying off your debt is super critical. If you're watching this and you're in your 20s or 30s, this is why, in my opinion, you gotta take your finances seriously today. Because if you're 55 or older right now and you're still buried in debt, claiming early might be your only option. But I'm not going to judge you for that completely. I'm not. But if you're in your 30s, 40s, or even your early 50s, you still have time. You can still become debt free. You can still give yourself options. You can still take control of your finances today. Because here's what happens when you're debt free. You don't need Social Security at 62. You can wait. You can maximize it. You can build wealth instead of just surviving. Aren't you tired of surviving and ready to start thriving and setting up the future generation? Here's reason number 2. Health concerns. Now, this one I got to say up front, it is legitimate. If you have serious health issues, if you have a family history of people dying young, if you genuinely don't think you're going to live past 75 or 80, then claiming early might make sense to you, especially if it can help you with medical bills and your medical appointments. There's something called the break-even age. That's the age where the total money you collected from claiming early equals what you would have collected if you would have waited. And that break-even age is about 80 years old. So if you claim, I think it's at age 62, you're banking 8 years of benefits before someone who waits until 70 gets their first check. But here's the thing. The average life expectancy for women today is roughly right around the age of 86. 86 and a half, I would say. For men, unfortunately, brothers, we got to work on this. It's about 83 and a half. So statistically, most of you watching this are going to live past the break-even point, which means waiting will pay off. I'm speaking that over all of our lives, all right? Now, if you have real health concerns, that's a different kind of conversation. But be honest with yourself. Don't claim early just because you're scared or because you think you might not make it. Look at the real data. Talk to your doctor. Have an honest conversation and make an informed decision. All right. Reason number 3, fear about 2034. Okay. This one is what gets everyone worked up. You probably heard that Social Security is going to be broke by 2034, right? Especially my generation and younger. People are scared. They're thinking, wait. If I wait until 70, there might not be any money left over in Social Security. Let's talk about it. Let me give you the truth about 2034 right now. But before I do that, let me talk to you about building the bridge fund I mentioned earlier, because this is one of the smartest places to park your money while it grows. If you're serious about building a bridge fund to delay Social Security, you need to put that money somewhere safe that actually pays you. Right now, CDs, certificates of deposits, are offering some of the best rates we've seen in years. I'm talking about 3.75% to all the way up to about 5.5% APY, which is way better than your typical regular savings account, even some of your high yield savings account. Here's why I love CDs for your bridge fund. Your money is FDIC insured, the rates are locked in, and you're earning while you're planning. Your HYSAs are not locked in rates, still a great option, but checking out the CD options in the description below could help you. Whether you go with Barclays, for an example, at 3.8% for 12 months, or Brett Savings at 3.75%, or even Gamebridge Fast Break at 5.3%, you're making your money work for you instead of just sitting there. All you gotta do is go to anthonyoneal.com/CDs, and some of these requires as little as $1,000 to start, and you can ladder them to have money available when you need it. This is how you build that bridge fund strategically, all right? So again, go to anthonyoneal.com/CD. I have several options on there for you to consider. Now, let's get back to, or I would say this, let's talk about this 2035, 2034 fear that's keeping people from maximizing their wealth. All right, so here's the truth about Social Security in 2034. How do I want to start this off? Yes, the Social Security Trust Fund is projected to become empty pretty much by 2034. That's what Social Security Board of the trustees are saying. But here's what people don't understand. Insolvent does not mean the money stops. All right. I'm going to say that again. Insolvent does not mean the money stops. If nothing changes, benefits will be reduced by about 20%, I want to say, but not eliminated, but rather reduced. So even if you're getting 20% less, guess what? Waiting until 70 still pays more than claiming at 62. Let me say that again. Even with a 20% cut, you're still better off waiting. Plus, do you really think the government is going to let Social Security collapse? They're going to fix it eventually. They'll raise the income cap on Social Security taxes. They'll make adjustments, but it will be handled. Now, again, we may lose 20%, but it's not going to be cut off. Don't let fear steal your family's wealth. I know someone who claimed at 62 because she was scared Social Security wouldn't be there. She's 70 now. And you know what? Social Security is still here. And she's getting $1,400 a month instead of for $2,400 a month. That's a $1,000 a month difference that she's missing out on every single month for the rest of her life. Let me paint it to you like this. That's almost $13,000 a year that her family will never see, simply because of fear. And remember, Christians, we don't operate out of fear. We don't. So do not let that be you. If this is helping you to see Social Security a little different, or if you're learning about Social Security for the first time, please hit that subscribe button, because we're building a community of people who are done being broke, done thinking like broke people, and they're ready to build wealth. They're ready to get out of the red and into the black. So please hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button, and let's get back into these strategies. So now you understand the math. All right, you understand the math. You understand why people mess this up. Now I want to talk to you about what you need to do today, no matter your age, whether you're 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75. I'm going to give you 3 strategies, and you need to figure out which one best fits your situation where you currently are in life. And here's strategy number 1, and I call this the bridge plan. This is my favorite strategy, and it's the one I recommend for most people. Here's exactly how it works. If you're in your 50s right now, your mission is to eliminate all your debt before you turn 62. I'm talking credit card debt, car loan debt, student loan debt, everything except maybe your mortgage, right? So anything that is consumer debt and a liability, I need you to pay it off. Then you build what I call a bridge fund. That's 8 years of living expenses saved up. So let's say, for an example, so from ages 62 to 70, you live off of that bridge fund. You don't touch Social Security, you let it grow. And at 70, you start claiming the maximum benefit of $2,480 a month for the rest of your life. This is how some of my wealthy people are thinking. They delay gratification, they play the long game, and they maximize every single dollar. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ayo, 8 years of living expenses? That's a lot of money. You're right. It is. But remember, you're debt free. Your expenses are lower, and you've built time to build it. So if you're in your 50s right now and you save $1,000 a month for the next 12 years, that's $144,000 plus interest if you put it in a CD or a high yield savings account. That's your bridge fund. That's your freedom. All right. Which leads me over to strategy number 2, the spousal wealth maximizer. Oh man, I've been thinking about this stuff, y'all. I'm coming up with some creative names. Now, this one is critical. If you're married, and since 85% of my audience are pretty much women, I need you to listen up. Here's the rule. The higher earner should always wait until 70 to claim. Why? Because survivor benefits are based on the higher earner's amount. So if you're married and your husband is a higher earner, he needs to wait until 70. Because if something happens to him, you get his benefit amount for the rest of your specific life. And since women live longer than men on average, this is huge. And as a man saying that, I don't like the way that sounds, but it's the truth. Because this isn't just about you. It's about protecting your spouse. It's about your family's legacy. I can't tell you how many widows I've talked to who are struggling financially because their husband claimed early, and now they're stuck with the reduced benefit for the rest of their life. Please don't let this be your story. And here's strategy number 3. I call this the side hustle accelerator. This one is for my entrepreneurs who are like myself, my hustlers, and my younger people who aren't ready to slow down just yet, like me. Use your age to build additional income stream, side hustles, consulting, part-time work, whatever you're good at doing. This lets you delay Social Security while still building wealth. Plus, you're creating multiple income streams, which is wealth building 101, okay? Technically, I call them wealth streams, not just income streams. Maybe you start a coaching business. Maybe you do some freelance work. Maybe you do some consulting. Maybe you turn your hobby actually into income. The point is, you're not sitting around waiting for a check. You're active, you're building, and you're letting your Social Security benefit grow in the background. All right. Here are some action steps. I want you to write these down because these action steps are going to help you. I want you to calculate your break-even age, okay? Assess your current debt situation. Can you be debt-free by 62? Start building your bridge fund now, even if it's just $100 a month. And if you're married, discuss the spousal strategy with your partner. I also want you to think about what side income you could create in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. These 5 steps will change your family's financial future if you honestly ask yourself these questions and be honest with yourself. All right. Now, on this last segment before we end today's episode, I want to give you the personal game plan that will work specifically for you. All right. Based specifically on where you are in life right now. So let's say if you're in the ages of 30 to 44, I call this my faith-driven wealth builders. Again, this is ages 30 to about 44. Your mission is 100% simple. Get completely debt-free within the next 5 years. No playing around. I know that sounds aggressive, but you've got 5 years to not play around, and you can do this. Technically, people who take the escape plan are debt-free within a matter of about 18 to about 30 months. So that's less than 5 years. You're going to build your emergency fund of 6 months of your net pay. Then you're going to start your bridge fund, even if it's just $100 a month. You're going to just start it. This is going to give you freedom. Freedom then produces options. This means when you turn 62, you don't need the Social Security check. You can wait and you can maximize the Social Security check. Now, the next stage is if you're in between the ages of 45 to about 54, 55. I call these my legacy building years. You're in a home stretch. It's time to get aggressive with the debt payoff if you're still in debt. You're going to max out your catch-up contributions to your 401k and your IRAs. If you're over 50, you can contribute extra money. I have a full show on that. We'll link that inside today's show notes. I want you to take advantage of that. Start planning your estate with Social Security in mind. All right. Talk to your financial advisor, have an honest conversation with him or her, and think about how this fits into your generational wealth plan. Remember, it's not just about you, but it's about the generations after you. You've got about 10 to 15 years before you can claim, I need you to make these count. Now, if your age is 55 and up, you're in your wealth protecting years. All right. You're in your wealth protecting years. If you're debt free right now, you're in a great position. Create your bridge strategy right now. Figure out how you're going to cover your expenses from 62 to 70. If you're still in debt, I need you to focus on the debt snowball. I need you to focus on that. Don't play around with it. Tell your grandchildren, tell your kids, tell your family, hey, y'all, I got to focus right now. So that way I'm not putting you all in a financial burden when I get older because I didn't make the right financial decisions. I need you to talk to a financial advisor about your specific situation. Don't just claim at 62 because that's what everyone else is doing. Don't just make financial decisions. No, get a strategy that specifically works for you. Don't claim out of fear. Don't make decisions out of fear. No, be strategic. Remember, everything that I teach on this show is about strategy. Get the right strategy for yourself. All right, let's bring it home so we can end today's show. Social Security is not retirement money. It's a wealth building tool. It is a part of your wealth building strategy. I want you to wait until 70. Because if you wait until 70, that could add 60 to 180 something thousand dollars to your family as well. And to me, that's important. The key is being debt free and having a bridge plan. This is about legacy. This is about your children's and your children's children legacy. This isn't just about a monthly check. Listen, you've worked hard, too hard to be honest with you, to sacrifice and leave $180,000 on the table. No. God didn't bring you this far to have you settle for less than what you're owed. God wants you to have an abundant life. God wants you to live as long as you possibly can. And the truth of the fact is you can do this. Your family's future is worth the wait. So here's what I need you to do specifically right now within the next 7 days. All right. I need you to go and find a calculator on the government's website and calculate, okay, where can I be at the age 62 or 70? It's going to show you exactly how much money you're leaving on the table. I want you to drop a comment when you find that calculator and tell me, what's your biggest obstacle to waiting until 70? Let me know. My team and I, we read every comment, and I try to pray over comments because that's just the spiritual side of me. You see, I'm going to a Christian university. And so I really want to pray as much as I possibly can. If this video helped you understand a little bit, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because, man, right now, my team and I, we're just in a different season. If you haven't noticed, man, we are even going on live with current news and giving y'all perspective and a correct way to think about things. I'm really excited about it. And be praying for me because me being back in school, it's stretching me this season, y'all. It really is. Because I want to make sure that I'm continuing to learn more because I don't know everything about money, but I do want to learn more. And so me being at Regent University is not just for me. It's for my community as well. And I decided to go to Regent University because I wanted to get a Christian education around financing and investing. I wanted to know, what does the Bible say about money even more, even deeper? And you know what? Some of y'all may want to go back to school. I'm going to link Regent University's website inside of today's show notes. Because if you want to get an education, why not get it a Christian way? All right, so we're going to link that information inside the show notes. Check them out as well. All right, it's your boy Anthony O'Neal. Love you all. God bless you. We'll see you in the next show. Peace out.